So I went to Interlochen Camp this past summer to study animation, and we were given the second week of camp to create a final project about whatever we desire. I spent the majority of the week trying to figure out what my final project should be until 3 days before the final projects were being screened, inspiration struck. I had been looking through some photos I had taken on a walk that summer, when I noticed a picture of an old dead tree with a young sapling growing out of it, which gave me the idea for the family tree. In fact, you see all of the pictures from my walk incorporated in the film, including the picture of the young sapling growing from the old tree if you look closely enough. I had to move fast. I wrote a loose script and brainstormed ideas for shots, character designs, and anything else I might need. I decided to animate on Toon Boom, draw my backgrounds and foregrounds in Photoshop, and do a lot of my shading and compositing in After Effects. The only problem was that I didn't know how to use any of these programs, meaning that I would have to learn 3 programs to create a 3-minute video in 3 days. There was a lot that went into every shot. First, I had to create all the backgrounds with Photoshop, creating different versions of the same background to display the change in the perception of the forest through Tilly's hallucinations. Then I had to sketch out the shot, do cleanup for the shot, add color, lip sync the audio, and add a green screen layer behind it. In After Effects, for this specific shot, I added a layer of orbs that I made in Photoshop, blurred and zoomed in, then added 2 layers of the flowers with different blending modes. More orbs, more flowers, Tilly, and the sapling. I used a bunch of layer styles to quickly add shading to the characters. In Premiere Pro, I keyframed the image to rotate and zoom out in a disorienting way. Then I took a video of water that I had from another project and messed with it until it looked like this, then layered 2 layers of this water on top of Tilly with different blending modes that slowly fade out of their effect as the shot nears completion. After all that effort, I finally had this. I went through a similar process with all of my other shots. The moment I get asked about the most is this one. On top of this image, I added my water layer, which was set to the blending mode of Subtract, adding some movement to the still image while still making it appear more menacing. I realized that Tilly gets lost in this movement, so I added another layer in which I masked out Tilly and blended that into the last layer. Audio-wise, I blended in several layers of the angelic theme from before, distorted into a variety of clashing pitches to heighten the tension. I could probably go on talking about my process for hours, so I'm just going to cut it here for the sake of time. Hopefully this gave you some insight into the process that I used to create the family tree.